everything you need to know about Sid Meier's Civilization 6 single player. So we're gonna go ahead and click single player and create a game. Now let's go to the advanced setup. We're advanced people, right? First thing you need to know is that this is a game about civilizations. So if I click here, you see the leaders and they all lead a civilization. So I'm gonna choose my favorite one to show you guys about the game, but I want to show you one thing. The whole purpose of the leaders is that you can have people like this guy, don't want to butcher his name, but he, each picking each civilization gives you different bonuses. So Georgia has strength and unity. That's the second thing, and that third thing, Rome has all roads lead to Rome, the Legion and the Bath. But the guy up there, clearly you see all city starts with an additional city center building. Right, but then if we go all the way up to Julius Caesar, you'll see he has the same Rome benefits that Rome gets, but then he has Vini Vidi Vici, and he gets money anytime he conquers a city or barbarian post and some other stuff. But I'm going with Germany. So you can choose how many city states you want in the game. I usually just put them up. Disaster intensities, the chance of having a natural disaster come and mess things up, or just mess someone else up, or not do anything. I usually set it to 0 because I don't like getting I don't like bad luck. I really don't. Right? The game difficulty, this just it makes the game harder, of course, but it doesn't change the decision making with the AI. It just gives them it just affects how many advantages they get and how many disadvantages you get. So playing at either Warlord or Prince gives you a nice middle ground where, you know, there's not too many disadvantages and advantages. It's like a plain, simple game. Well, in the terms of what I'm talking about. So the map and map size. I usually do huge just because I like to conquer everything, and then I chop some of the people out of there. Um, that leaves room for you to go and explore. And here are the maps. I'll tell you the best ones: archipelago, continents and islands, Earth and Earth's huge, island plates, and everything else is just pretty much. Oh, also Pangea. I think a lot of people like that. And the true start, just like if you pick Germany, you're spawning in over here where Germany is. If you pick America, you're spawning in America somewhere. That's true start. Same thing with these other things, but there's primordial. It gives you like an unpredictable map from early in time. A mirror. This just gives you whatever happens on one side is going to be mirrored. So that's good for competitive. But 4-leaf clover is also good for competitive or something. Playing with a 4-player group. So it's up to you. There's a lot of maps, a lot to choose from. We're gonna go continents and islands here. The DLC is they're called expansions, and they just add stuff to the game and kind of mess things up with sorry, it messes something up that I can't really remember right now. I haven't played it in a bit, but it can mess things up. But for the most part, it adds things to the game and makes the game a lot better. Trust me. Okay, I know that's not contradicting. I like to put the city states up. Resources, you usually want to put that to abundant. Just have as many resources as you can get, since since they do limit you. Sorry, not having resources will limit you, right? And everything else, you can just leave around for. The start position, you can do legendary. All players have a great, but not necessarily equal starts, or standard. Just everyone gets a regular starting position. Decide what I usually do, or you can have everyone have an equally good starting position. Just do standard or legendary. You usually want to have all these enabled. These are just the ways to win, unless you really suck at one of them. But when you first get the game, and just in general, you just want to have all of them on. Then the Barbarian Clans mode, you should turn this on. It just makes it a little bit better, so that barbarians, you can utilize them more. But you don't need to have them on. It doesn't remove barbarians. If you want to do that, it's all the way down here, and it's blocked out because I enabled the mode. But right, there's some stuff here. These are all just things you can fool around with. Let's start. You usually see this loading screen when you're loading. I'm going to take the time to just tell you what I get from being Germany. I get an additional military policy slot and more damage when I attack city-states. And then all my cities can build one more district than usual. And then I also get the Hansa, a unique district that gives me a lot of production, and the U-boat. You know, a stronger and better submarine than regular submarines. The German engineering. Okay, we are back. We're ready to start the game. All right, my screen's just loading. Okay, so when you start the game, you are going to see that you have two units right off the bat. You have settlers, these guys, and you have warriors, these guys. Um, okay, I'm gonna press a button. I press Y. That was for yields. It's now showing me that each tile, well, it's showing me the yields for each tile. So this tile has 2 food, 2 production. So when you start when you settle your city, you definitely want to know how much yields are on the city because that'll tell you how much you're getting off the beginning. Um, but here, let me give you a little explanation. So, also, when I say civ, I mean civilization. So I'm a civ, you know, I'm fighting civs, and city states are not civs, right? So this game works on yields, and it's a turn-based game. Yields are what a civ produces or generates, and yields are basically your currency and your resources. So the top left, that's your initial yields that you're going to be able to see when you first get on the game or load into the game. You have science, culture, faith, gold, and diplomacy. Now, diplomacy is, I'm not really going to talk about that because that's DLC. If you guys want a video on that, I will provide that. But for now, you don't really need it. Now, if we scroll all the way to the right, we see that it's turn 1, and it shows us the time period. Right? So turn-based game. So to settle your city, right on the bottom right here, that's going to be like where you interact with your units. So if I have my warriors, if I want to move, I hit move 2, and I can move them, or I can say fortify, don't do anything. So fortify means to really just guard your position. So say there's a unit right here and they try and attack me. If they try and attack me when I'm not fortified, they're just gonna, it's gonna be a regular fight. If I'm fortified and they try and attack me, they're gonna, it's gonna be a lot harder for them, and they're gonna see it when the screen pops up to attack. But I'll show you that at a later point in time. So the settlers can move, skip, or sleep, and most units can skip a turn, and that's just to do nothing with them. Tell them to do nothing and stand there until the next turn, or sleep, so that they definitely just go to sleep. And this will mean that they're asleep until you wake them up. Right. So usually, you want to choose a city that has good access to fresh water. If you have good access to fresh water, right, now go to the bottom here, you get more housing at the start of the game, which I'll explain what that means. So fresh water means it's a river, a lake, or a mountain. That's how you really get access to fresh water. So there's a mountain here, and there's a river. There's definitely fresh water for me, right? And then when you settle the city, you get these yields. So, you know what I mean? You want as much production, as much food as possible, right? So you want to try and land on that kind of thing. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to land. We're going to settle our city on the first place we do. Or we see, sorry. So right here, found city. And then he's not moving anything. Or he's not moving right now. So let's just leave him. Actually, we're going to go and explore. Yeah, we'll move this warrior here and just see what's over here. Right, and then now your city state. Now, honestly, the advisor of the game is on the bottom right. You should just listen to your advisor usually and have that dictate what you're going to do in your actions. So it says choose research. Right here, from here, you can choose the research to do, and that'll unlock different parts of or that'll allow you to use different tiles, the resources on the tile. So the resource here is a luxury resource, it's ivory. You cannot utilize ivory until you have learned animal husbandry. So if you open the technology tree here, you see there's a giant list of trees, or sorry, of technology. And it goes all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. See, there's things you might recognize that you might, see in history. It goes all the way down until you get to the end. But here's Julia Fisher, so that's some things I don't want to spoil the game for you. You'll see, you'll unlock. All right, so we're gonna choose animal husbandry, just for the sake of the video. Now it wants us to choose a production. So each of your cities will have to be producing something. It's already producing stuff by just being existent, right? So it says it has +4 food. If you go to manage citizens here, you see where your citizens are actually at. So your citizens are here in the center, they have to be there. And then they're working this tile here. So you add that food, it's 4 food. And okay, the production, it says, well, it tells you, you're getting production from the work tiles. Three, you're getting 1 because there's a stone, and 2 because there's a thing, and then you get 4 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, no, I don't understand. I don't understand actually how what's happening with this. You're just okay. Just know that you're getting food and production from these tiles. So that's gonna tell you how much you're getting from that here, and also science. This is stuff the game will figure out for you, and gold. All right, so we're gonna just build a builder. That'll take 10 turns to do. So that ends my turn here. And since my city is producing the builder, that's pretty much all I can pretty much do is move this warrior. So I'm just gonna explore. You see I have yields at the top now just from the positioning of my city. Looking at them visiting more resources. I could be on some type of island. Alright, so we're at a village. When you get these tribal villages, you get something. Let's see. It earned us a recon unit, so we get a scout. Scouts are just troops that are meant for exploring. They have more movement. They can like walk for longer directions without having to, end their turn. But they're weaker. So we're gonna go in this direction. All right, so now we have unlocked animal husbandry and we finally have a builder. So that's the next part of the game. So once you see that there's like a resource on a tile, if you want to utilize the resource, you need a builder to build upon it. So we unlocked animal husbandry, so that allows us to work on these 2 tiles. For stone, we need mining, so that's going to be our next research. So choose research on the bottom right, and we're going to do mining. And it's right here. Right, and then it wants us to make our city do something else. So the monument, look, it says it gives you +1 loyalty per turn in this city. If the city has maximum loyalty, you get more culture, and then it says you get culture. Right, so this is good because you have no source of getting culture right now. So that's your only way of getting culture. But you can also produce more troops. A slinger is a ranged troop, and then or you can create more settlers. So it's telling you what you can produce. So you have to decide what you want to do, and you know you're gonna first get the game, and you could choose to not have a lot of opposition around you, so you can just learn and build stuff and just have fun. So it really depends on your play style and what you aim to get out of the game. So for this, I'm just gonna build a warrior so we can be aggressive. Right, so I'm gonna keep exploring, and I'm gonna actually put this builder right here and show you how to improve a tile that has a resource on it. Oh, okay. So we see a barbarian outpost over there. So to improve a tile, remember each unit to do whatever thing with them is right here on the bottom part of the screen. So I could harvest the unit and just get food, and that helps my city grow. Or I could just do what's recommended and build the improvement. Another village. So some villagers, when you see them, it can boost the speed of how fast you're researching something. Now I want to show you something here. It says 20 turns until my next population. You want to see things like 3 turns into your next population, 5 turns, 8 turns. You want to see low numbers. To improve that number, you toggle your city details, which is right here in the bottom. And now we look on the left. It shows you all this information about your citizens and your amenities. If you scroll down, housing. Excuse me. You need all 3 of these things to work simultaneously to give you a fast time for until your next citizen is born. So you see here food, amenities, and housing. So if your housing is good, right, you'll be able to have you'll be able to grow more citizens. You need room for citizens to be. You need a place for them to be. So remember how I said you need good fresh water? If you place your civ in a bad place and you don't have a lot of fresh water, like a desert, you'll need to build more housing before you can actually grow. But if you put your civ in a good spot, you won't need to build any more housing before your citizens can grow. And then amenities is just think about it as your citizens being happy. Because I have 2 from entertainment somehow, so let it rock. Right, these luxury resources, this will give you amenities. So you need to have your citizens happy from all these sources, potential sources, which we will get into for you to grow. And if they are very happy, you'll get a boost and they'll grow faster. Now, food is the next one. If you have a lot more food, excess foods or surplus food, you will get more citizens and probably a bonus, I think. But I only have 1 extra food currency of food left over after all my food feeds my citizens. So right now it's going to take a while before the city grows. So think about it like this: for your city to grow, your citizens need to have food, they need to be happy, and they need to have a space like a shelter. So if there's no shelter, they're not going to grow. If they're not happy, they're not going to have sex. And if they don't have food, they're not going to, they're going to die of starvation. They're not going to have enough like happiness to even want to eat or have sex. They're not going to have the energy to have the baby survive, etc. Famine's not good. All right, so let's move this scout over here. Let's keep exploring. Oh. All right, so city states are not other civs, not like an AI civ. These are AI, but these guys don't have as much power. They're confined to only this city. They can never be bigger than this. They can never be anything else. They're only Grenada. They can't right. I'm Aiken. If I produce another group of settlers and go over here and set another city, it's going to be another German city, but with different name. Obviously, it'll be the name of that city, but it'll be a German city. These guys can't do that. They're just Grenada. They can only expand 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 in each direction. That's their line of life. But you can declare war with them or use their troops if you pay gold. And then throughout the game, you'll get envoys. And through these envoys, you'll unlock bonuses. So if you have 3 envoys here, you get more production in every city with the barracks or stable. So right, it can be very beneficial to have envoys with these people instead of just destroying them. So this is the barbarian outpost I was talking about. You can treat with them, bribe them, hire them, or spend money to tell them to attack other people. So everything costs money, but you can utilize them instead of just them being just a force to be reckoned with. I'm going to attack them just to show you combat though. All right, I'm going to move this guy over here. All right, so since they were fortified, I took a beating in that fight. So I'm going to heal, fortify until healed. This just lets me heal or stay in a defensive position until I'm healed. I'm going to send this other warrior down here to help me with that. And then I'm going to finish building the monument. I'm going to build a sailor to show you guys a sailor. Now with the scout, you can do the regular things that troops can do, but you can press this plus sign and automate their exploration so that they can go explore and you don't have to do anything about them. So some people just make a bunch of scouts and just send them off to go explore. Now this is part of your government. This is the policies. Equipping these gives you benefits. They'll just fill up and they'll tell you what their benefits are, and you choose as to you choose what benefits you want to your liking. And when you change your governments, like there's a bunch of governments, as you change your governments, you unlock more slots. So you see this Merchant Republic, I have one extra, you still get one of the military, but you get an extra one of the economic slots and so forth. So I changed my policies. It's only two I can add. I'm going to do that. So I get more damage when I fight barbarians, more experience for my recon units, and this gives me extra production in all my cities. So I'm going to do it. Right, so here's your civics now. First time we can finally, I don't know, I probably skipped over this, but this is just like researching technology. Civics give you, or just a different type of research. But this is like something you research with culture. As your civilization's culture grows, you can do more things. You get craftsmanship, you get foreign trade, you get military tradition. These are all things you get through researching culture. And first, you have to unlock code of laws, and that just comes from your natural culture yield how much it gives you until you unlock code of laws. But it takes a while to research these. So each thing gives you different, or each researching a new civic just gives you policies pretty much, or and allows you to do extra things as the game goes on, or it gives you access to like a unit, for example. So it can do a lot of things, but you got to read it. I usually like to get the second one fast because I like traders. Obviously, in a different video, we can go over strategies and whatnot. But we probably won't need all that. You probably learn just by yourself. Now, right here, the barbarian clans and even the regular barbarians, like they don't just the best way to explain it, they don't just have the one troop there. They produce troops too. So he produced spearmen, and that guy just whacked my guys. Now I have to actually back up just a little bit and recover. I'm going to have mining soon, so I'm actually going to take him over here to this tile. All right, now do the skip. Skip. All right, now he has backup here. Stay fortified, healing. But let's have our backup. Let's send him in. Right, and now he's winning. All right, so let's go ahead and purchase a tile. This is something I wanted to show you. So I have two populations, so that means I have two citizens working two tiles. This is good. I'm going to keep them here, but you can lock them into place if you click on it. So I click on these guys, they're locked into place, right? So they're only working on these two tiles, and I'm getting more production because this is a lot of production, and I'm getting gold, 8 gold. Now with gold, you can buy buildings, you can buy troops, you can buy things to instantly get something instead of waiting turns for it to be completed. But you can also purchase a tile, so I'm going to show you that here. Right, so it shows you the prices of the tile, and I'm going to purchase this one. It says I'll get it in 3 turns anyway, so I'm actually not going to get it now because that'll be a waste in my opinion. So I'm going to get this over here. And builders only have 3 builds usually, and later in the game they'll have 4. So I'm gonna have him sleep here, and I'm gonna wait until I get that tile. And now we're going to go and take over this place, or this barbarian. Okay, I'm gonna research pottery. This is a very good early game. You should probably get it fast. It gives you the ability to build a granary. That gives you housing and food. So you guys know that's already necessary if you want to increase your population. So that's a big one to get over the first hurdle of like when you can't, when it's taking forever to get more population. Right? So we discovered a national wonder here. You can't build on these tiles when it's a national wonder, but it gives you extra stuff to own the tile. And I can rank, you can promote troops or units. So I'm going to hit them with a promotion. And you can choose, whatever it is based on whatever you want. There's a lot of hills here, so I'll let him move faster on hills. And then automate his exploration again. Oh, another Eureka, so that was a boost. Now you guys see over here, can be boosted. That's the same thing as the Eureka. So you can have it get boosted up by a random game event or finding a village. Or you can do what it says. So if I discover a second continent, I've been on one continent, then I will be able to get a boost, and this will half of it gets completed when you get it boosted. So half of this will be completed, and then I'd probably be like right here or something. All right, let's go ahead and take this guy down. So you can right click to move and to have him go there. So I'm gonna have him heal. All right, so down here you can earn money by letting them stay alive, honestly. But if it's the regular barbarian mode, once you run over their area, boom, it just disappears and you get the money. So or you can just disperse the clan. So get money, let them stay alive, or disperse them. I'm getting them out of here, and that actually gave me a boost. And now my settlers are done, so I'll tell you something with that in a second. So this is the promotions for the troops. Get the monument. He's here now, so let's build the quarry. And I got another Eureka. Now I would need more builders to operate on this, and so forth. Now, your civilization is only going to get this big. Let me show you. You start here. 1, 2, 3. Right now, this other piece is from here. 1, 2, 3. So if you go 1, 2, 3, that is your outer border. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 3 tiles on each side. So that's how. So what I usually do is I'll be like, okay, 1, 2, 3. This is the. You can do a map tack. Maybe this is like just a mod, but I'll make a mental note that this is the outer border of this city. So I'll try and make sure that, right? 1, 2. If I do a city here, or actually let me do a better example. My bad. Let me stop rushing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So if I place the city here, pretty much, I'd be able to incorporate all of the land here into my will. So what I usually do is place cities based on trying to literally have every inch of the resources in my possession. That's just a fun way to do it. There you see scouts can fight too. We're actually going to go over there and attack. Just to show you some other combat, Gotta show you the combat. Oh, so they're actually under attack by somebody, but once you declare war, you have to actually click it, and it takes you out of the city. And we're gonna go in and start. Actually, I should have got that builder, but we're gonna start going to work here. Obviously, your strategies can vary. I'm not gonna, show you how I play the game. But here's the granary I was talking about. See how I haven't gotten any more food or housing, even though I'm doing the work. The granary sometimes is what puts you over that edge, gives you that bonus. Can't forget that. Well, I will say I like to stand in front of people's bases fortified and just let them attack me. I'm teaching you a little game. He's just about done. But, sometimes it's like, stop hitting yourself. Alright, once these guys are healed up, I will have them take that city out. But just create another city. So city of mains, it'll just try and pick another city with the same name, and you can choose what you want to build. But there's also things in the water, things to improve, and things you can build in the water. But we'll get to that. Natural disaster, you still get them even on 0. So, alright, I'm gonna get the holy site so I can show you religion. Okay, you can also queue. If you hit multi-queue, you can say, I want you to make 2 warriors and a builder and a slinger, then come back to me. It'll make all those, and then you'll be asked to build something or produce something at Aiken. Trading within yourself usually gives you food. You don't really get food or production trading from other people, just money. But once you trade with yourself one time, you create a road to yourself, and that allows you to move things faster on that road. Alright, once this guy gets over here, we'll be able to take Grenada. Oh, they got a, okay. So when people get archers, that's a little bit of a change up. Archers will mess you up if you let them. So it's good to take him out real quick. If he was good, he would have left his archers right in the city center, and that would have just royally screwed me. But okay, so Pantheon. I usually choose this one, but you get a plethora. This is your start to religion. Once you unlock a Pantheon, you can now get a great prophet, and he can give you religion. But this stuff just gives you a bonus, and everyone has like a belief system, pretty much. You get the belief system, and it boosts your people. All right, like this, they moved the archer here, so these guys have to get out of here. He's actually probably gonna die, but let's fortify him. Let's move him back and fortify him. All right, yeah. I lost him because I thought they were just gonna play it stupid, but you know, don't try and read into it too much like that. All right, so we're gonna build the holy site just so I can finally show religion. Now each, or districts too. When you build a district, you gotta be aware of all these bonuses here. +2 faith from each adjacent natural wonder, +1 faith from each adjacent grassland. You get bonuses for yields based on where your district is, its location. So if you place it next to a river, sometimes you get a bonus. That's a commercial hub. So, right, the holy site, if I place it by mountains, I'm getting bonuses. And if I place it by a government plaza or a Pamukkale, I'm getting a bonus. Or a natural wonder. There's a bunch of mountains over here, so this is, it's showing me I'll get +4 here. I'm putting that one right there. Right, so Location gives you bonuses. So here I'm gonna build a builder. Here I still need you to here go there and heal. Let's go ahead and knock this out. And then we're gonna move this slinger over. Oh, we don't have irrigation. I'm stupid. Alright, so we're going over here. Oh, it's the first Civ. Alright, so here's another Civ. It's Molly. But I haven't like formally met them, so I guess I can't talk to them. Okay. It's the envoy, so I get an extra envoy. So I'm gonna send this to Hong Kong just to show you, but getting more envoys gives you bonuses. And when you have 6 envoys, and if you have the if you have 6 and you have the most envoys, then you get to be their leader, and you get even more bonus. But once you get 3, then you can be their suzerain as long as someone else doesn't have more than you. All right, here, so we're formally meeting him. So they have stuff to tell you, or they just want to, you know, exchange information. But you can work with them, trade with them, go to war with them. They can either be your ally or, you know, your enemy. But they're in the race to beating the game just like you. So be aware of that. All right, and you can build buildings to improve your districts to give you more more of your yields. I'm going to build a wall here, but you can also build wonders, and that gives you things too. It'll tell you, it'll give you more bonuses. So there's just more types of buildings you can build, right? And then the amount of the different types of troops you can build will also increase. Then down here you can work on a project. If you do a project, that means you're just spending time, you know, getting more of a yield. You're increasing your yield. But right here, these are your great people. You increase your chances. You increase your points to getting one. So I'll show you that once I get there. Because I'm going to need a great person to found a religion. And that's what we're going for. So I'm losing troops, but sometimes you just can't help it. Alright, so there goes Grenada. You can keep or raise a city, and if you raise them, you look bad to whoever was allied to them, and you build up grievances, and it's hard to build those grievances back. So I'm going to call my troops back, and that was us deleting a city-state. And we would take out a city, or a civ the same way, except if you take out a civ's original city, you can only capture it. You can't you can't what's it called? You can't save it. Or sorry, you can't raise it and burn it to the ground. You have to save it if it's their original city. Unless you get a mod for that. Right, so my next goal pretty much is just to show you guys the governors here, and then the great people, that I'm pretty much done. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory, or we'll get another video. So governors give you boosts, right, with their abilities, and you can appoint one when you get a charge, and you can upgrade them with a charge as well. So I'll tell you some good ones. This guy is for education. You get more science and culture, and then more culture and more science, right? So stuff has to do with science. This person has to do with money. You get new tiles faster or more money per with your trading routes, or double bonuses. This is I love to get this one. Double bonuses in the city with the harbor and commercial hubs, right? And this all has to do with money. She has to do with like building projects and building and getting bonuses by this fishery improvement. This lets you turn those water tiles into something useful where you get food and housing. So it's really good in production. So her stuff has to do with building projects and like you can also save a city that's going underwater if you have her in there, right? So you can fool around with these guys. This guy's a religious person. This one is for like envoys. This is for finance, for food. If you need to get a city that just not doing good on food, and this guy is really good with defensive things and military things. So I'm gonna go with Liang because I love to get the fisheries. I know I don't have the ability to do that here, but that's what I would do normally. So I'm just doing it for the sake of the video, right? And these are increasing, and the amount of policies you have are increasing, and you can change them up. I will explain loyalty in a second. Dedication. So you usually just get 1 or 3 of these if you get 3 if you're in a triple H, but this just gives you more bonuses and stuff. A lot of that's like one of the big words of the game. Everything's just getting more bonuses and how to get bonuses. Right, era score every time you construct a new specialty district. So down here on the right is your era score. When you have, you follow this thing, or I don't even know how to explain it properly. That'll deserve another video. You don't really have to worry about this. This just has to do with if you get a dark age, golden age, or a regular normal age. So if you're doing good in the world, you will have a regular age. If you're doing great in the world, you have a golden age. If you're doing bad in the world, you have a dark age. And dark age, you just don't get that ability to get any bonuses. And then if you get a standard age, you get that 1 bonus. And heroic age, you get like I think like more like 5 bonuses. I mean, I don't know. Don't want to say shit. I don't know. I haven't played it a bit. Right. Well, the great people, you pretty much just. All right, I do want to get one. It won't take that long. I just have to tell my troops to stop moving. I'll build a window just to show you guys. Right, sometimes these guys will just get mad for no reason and say shit like what he just said. You could promote your builder or your governor here, like that. I don't did it kind of fast, but the game is pretty self-explanatory. Like you just gotta like read what it's telling you where you want it, and then eventually you'll just know what it gives already. So then you can move fast like me. But the game tells you what it just asks you questions kind of, and then you decide if you want to use your military to fuck people over. That could be how you describe the game sometimes. I just picked a long thing there because I'm just trying to get to the next. We met Georgia. I'm just trying to get to the great person. Yeah, like if you want the time to fly, because we've done 75 turns already, but if you want time to fly, just start putting your people to sleep, tell them to do nothing, and just put like something that takes a long time to make. Put it up. There's a deal. They like to give you bad deals, but they like to trade. That's what you would do with them. Alright, so if you click them over here on the top, you get a screen where you can declare friendship, send them gold for a delegation. Once you do that, you can actually be friendly with them and do better trades and see their empire more. Um, or and I think once you do that, you can ask for open borders. You have to have a delegation with them first. But you can denounce them, and that makes you able to cause a war with them. You have to denounce them before you can do that, and you have to wait 5 turns before you can declare a formal war, or you can just attack them right away. But you have to denounce them first. The grievances I explained before. It's just like strikes against somebody. It doesn't really do much. It's just I guess for the AI. You can change your government by clicking one. And it gives you more slots. I'm not even worried about the slots. I'm just trying to get this over with. I'm kind of tired. Right, so each turn you get great person points. I'm getting 2 per every turn, but it depends on how much um great person like profit points I'm getting. Great profit or great merchant depends on how much you get. So because I have the religion building, I get 1, and then I upgraded it and I got a second one. It gives me another great profit point. So build stuff that gives you great profit or gives you great merchant if you want it. You'll see like options to build it and stuff. It comes to you pretty much. You'll see everything. All right, this is another district encampment. I'm just gonna put it down. Keep promote her again. I mean, then once I get enough money, I'm just gonna buy this great person if I don't get it automatically. Hey, the barbarian things just come out of nowhere. One spawned over there. Okay, so you can claim the great person here, recruit or pass it up. If I recruit, you have to go to where it says. So he's a religious person, so it has to be on a religious building. He goes there, and then he can do your whatever his action is. So his action is he founds the religion, but each great person has an action. Some can grant you production towards a project. Some can just give you a unit. Some can make a fleet, make your unit stronger by combining them and making them a fleet, etc. But that's pretty much a good general idea of the game. Um, if there's anything else that you're confused by when you play, just let me know and I'll make another video. But for now, I'm going to head out and I appreciate you for tuning in.